This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 274. The Value of a Parent Staying Home with Kids and Tips on How to Do It, Part 1, by Babauta of zenhabits.net. And I'm Joss Marie. Howdy, and welcome to the show where I try and help you optimize your relationships. Today, I've got the first part of a two-part post from Babauta about the value of a stay-at-home parent, along with some tips for making it financially feasible for a family. And with that, I'm going to keep this intro nice and short for you today and get right into optimizing your life. The Value of a Parent Staying Home with Kids and Tips on How to Do It, Part 1, by Babauta of zenhabits.net. Last week, I dropped my 3-year-old son, Seth Isaiah, and my 1-year-old daughter, Noelle Case, to daycare for the first time ever. It broke my heart to leave them there. Despite my fears and broken heart, both babies did very well their first day, didn't cry, and actually seemed to enjoy the daycare. But after 3+ years of my wife staying home with the babies, it is a strange phenomenon to leave them with people I barely know. My wife Eva just returned to work as a teacher, allowing her to finally get out of the house and back to her career. But also breaking her heart as well, as she is so used to being with the babies all day. When my wife became pregnant with Seth almost 4 years ago, we decided that it would be great for the baby if she could stay home and take care of him. It was something we both really wanted, so we looked at how we could accomplish it. More on that to follow. It wasn't easy, as our finances were already tight with 4 kids already in school, but we managed it, and it was great. She stayed home not only with Seth, but also with Noelle, and we have cherished that luxury of having a parent in the home with our babies. The value of a parent staying home with kids. Why was it so important to us that Eva be able to stay home with the kids, and why were we so willing to make the sacrifices required to make that happen? It's simple. There's no one better to raise our kids, care for them, and teach them than their parents. Eva was the obvious choice to stay home with them, although I would have loved to do so myself, because she was breastfeeding them, and because it would be easier for me to make the extra income required once she quit her job, as I can freelance on the side. Here are a few of the reasons we decided that it would be valuable for Eva to stay home with the babies. Number 1, breastfeeding. Again, Eva wanted to breastfeed the babies as it is so much healthier for them. It's definitely possible to breastfeed and go to work at the same time, requiring the working mother to pump milk, and many people do this, but it's much easier if the mom is at home. Number 2, loving care. I know that daycares actually do a good job at caring for babies, but there's no substitute for a parent's loving care. We felt that our babies would be so much better off with that care from their mother, that they would be happier and better adjusted for it. Number 3, bonding. By staying home, Eva was able to create a special bond with her babies. It's possible, of course, to create such a bond even if you go to work, and I tried to do that myself by spending as much time with my babies as possible when I wasn't working. But it's obviously easier to create that bond if you're with them all the time. Number 4, teaching. Babies begin learning from their parents at a very early age, and as such, parents are usually their first and most important teachers. We felt it would be valuable for them to learn from Eva rather than a daycare teacher, and I think we had very positive experiences with this learning process. And number 5, learning about the babies. In the same way that the babies learned from Eva, she also learned about them. Being with them all the time allowed her to know in an intuitive way what they need, what they like and don't like, how they react to things, what their developing personality is like, and what stage of development they're in at the moment. Am I saying that parents who don't stay home are worse parents or that they are doing a disservice to their babies? Not at all, and please don't take this post as an attack on parents who go to work. We did this with most of our other kids, so I understand the realities of parenting today. I just wanted to share our experience and our reasons, and give parents some things to consider when making the very tough decision of whether to work or stay home. How we made it happen. Hear that in tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, The Value of a Parent Staying Home with Kids and Tips on How to Do It, by Babauta of zenhabits.net. I wouldn't trade being a stay-at-home mama for anything in the world, but it's still nice to hear posts like this one that reaffirm the value in our decision. But with that, I'm going to keep today's outro nice and short for you too. I hope you enjoyed the first part of the post and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for part 2, where your optimal life awaits.